This week in Jamaica Now, horror in Hanover. 6 people killed, 4 others injured in attack on one family. Former Prime Minister PJ Patterson slams David Cameron over slavery comment in Parliament. The prison debate deepens. Why the opposition walked out of Parliament.
Do not proceed any further with this agreement.
I am not taking any instructions from him, and that's fine.
The National Security Minister takes to the web to defend the prison proposal, and he says female prisoners could also be the subject of a transfer deal. St. Hilda's tells more after stripping head girl of post, and I felt like an outcast. Kaliese Spencer breaks silence after MVP exit and Christine Day too. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
Today we have oodles and oodles and oodles of fun for you guys. I'm Trix.
And I'm Davina.
And this is Lifestyle Today.
I'm Caroline Brown and this is Jamaica Now. The Hanover police have launched a major probe into the murder of 6 family members and the injury of 4 others in Hanover on Thursday night. The police say the 6 were shot before their board house was set on fire by 4 armed men who invaded their dwelling. The victims have since been identified as 63-year-old Lynette Bloomfield, her 40-year-old son Mark Bloomfield, her 36-year-old daughter Carrie-Ann Bloomfield, and her nephew 30-year-old Byron Mangaroo. Carrie-Ann Bloomfield's 2 children, 15-year-old Damien Mahabi and 18-year-old Alia Mahabi, were also killed in the attack. 4 others managed to escape but have since been hospitalized with injuries. Former Prime Minister PJ Patterson has penned an open letter to British Prime Minister David Cameron, blasting him for his comments in Parliament on slavery. During his visit to Jamaica, Mr. Cameron acknowledged the evils of slavery but never apologized, calling for Jamaica to move on. Mr. Patterson finds this offensive. Are we not worthy? He asked, noting that Britain has apologized to other peoples for the evils perpetrated against them. On social media, the reactions to Patterson's letter have been overwhelming. Very well said by the former PM. Cameron seems to think scars of slavery can just disappear, the Resolute One tweeted. Michael Ariston posted, while others major in the minor, here is one past PM who has put some serious thoughts into this issue. Meanwhile, the debate over the proposed prison deal announced by Cameron took another turn this week when opposition leader Andrew Holness led a walkout of Parliament after the National Security Minister Peter Bunting rejected his demand to immediately abort the talks. Here's how it unfolded.
We say to this government, do not proceed any further with this agreement. And we would want from you, Minister, today, I put it to you, that you will give a commitment here today that you will not proceed any further with this agreement.
Mr. Speaker, I think the leader of the opposition is being delusional. He obviously believes that for the brief period for which he was Prime Minister, he can still continue to give those types of instructions to Cabinet Minister. He is not in that position anymore, and I am not taking any instructions from him, and that's fine.
And the National Security Minister says in another 2 weeks, a resolution will be brought to Parliament for the setting up of a joint select committee of Parliament to examine the prison proposal. Britain is providing £25 million to Jamaica to help build a new prison here. Under the proposed deal, Britain will send up to 300 Jamaican men locked up in the UK to complete their sentences here. Jamaica would abandon the overcrowded and dilapidated Spanish Town and Tower Street prisons and relocate the prisoners to the new facility. During an online video chat this week, Mr. Bunting said in the long term, female prisoners locked up in the UK could also be sent back here under a transfer deal.
Could we look at expanding the agreement to include females? That is possible, but it has not come up for discussion up to now. And it certainly couldn't work while Fort Augusta is the female location, but it could possibly work when we move to South Camp.
In other news, the board of the Anglican-run St. Hilda's High School has revealed that there were instances of religious conflict which led to the decision to strip the head girl of her position. In a statement defending its decision, the school had said the head girl, who is alleged to be a Jehovah's Witness, was being removed because there could be potential conflicts. But the board says, in fact, there had been incidents of conflict with the head girl refusing to perform certain duties. The school says it would never ask students to assume duties that are in conflict with their beliefs and practice of their faith. The student's mother has disputed that the child is a witness, saying they only attend Jehovah's Witness meetings from time to time. Defeated East Rural St. Andrew Member of Parliament Damien Crawford says he is considering his future career options following his loss to businessman Peter Blake in the bid to represent the PNP in the next general election. Crawford told the Star's Real Talk that he may return to lecturing or other options.
Some people have been calling me about hosting radio programs. Some people like to hear what I have to say. So.
Blake won the candidate selection after getting 218 votes over Crawford's 166 votes. Crawford's supporters have strongly rejected the election's results and say they will not vote in a national election if he is not the PNP's candidate. Blake has called for unity, saying he has big plans for the constituency. Olympians Kaliese Spencer and Christine have made their first public comments since news broke last week that they were leaving the Stephen Francis-led MVP track club. The athletes, who have since joined Bert Cameron's Cameron Blazers, have thanked Francis for his decade-long guidance, but say they were not getting the desired attention at the University of Technology-based MVP track club.
I have been there for like 10 years and was getting a bit uncomfortable. I don't think that I was maybe needed any longer, put it that way. I just believe that it was like an outcast, really.
Honestly, I'm not disappointed. I'm just looking forward to the future, and I thank him for the years that he have coached me.
In the meantime, the athletes say the way in which they separated from MVP was regrettable. According to Day, following 2 meetings with Francis, he informed her via a text message that he would not continue to train her. And Spencer said she had no discussions whatsoever with Francis. However, she saw him on television announcing that their relationship had ended. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune into Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Karlene Brown, and before we go, excerpts from the open letter to British Prime Minister David Cameron, written by former Prime Minister PJ Patterson.